This is an impromptu live streaming, so we can see the liquidation that's taking place with Bitcoin. Say hello if you just joined. There's gonna be
This is an
a
impromptu
significant lag while we do this. I haven't figured that out yet.
streaming.
So we can see the liquidation that's taking place. I should wear
with
my
Bitcoin.
headphones so I can hear what's going on.
Say hello if you just joined.
Oh, I should. I gotta mute so I don't get the audio feedback there. Okay, so if you're just joining, I'm not sure what time it is where you are, but it's 1:20 a.m. Pacific Standard Time where I am. I was just gonna go to bed, but I thought I'd do this. Oh, let's have some fun. Turn on my cursor highlighter here. So we got the Bitcoin rallying up this way, and then the sell-off started here, and then they took a little break for like an hour and a half, and then they went at it again, and they took a little break, and they went at it again. So we started up here at around 45.5K, and now we were down here at around 43.5K, and we got some price buying back right there. AB, nah, I'm not sure that we'll go back into the 30s tonight. I think this is just a test. Usually if we you get a quick flash crash, it goes much faster than this, and they deploy like for example, this little bubble, red bubble here, that's a sell order. This 241, if we were to crash quick, these orders would be in the magnitude of like 400 or 500 up to 1,000 each, and it just quickly flashes all the way down. Tom McLean, I'm not sure how much it will dump. I think this is, so far we've gone down 2,000, and I'm not so sure how much it will dump. It doesn't look very aggressive to me, and so it probably won't go far unless they're just testing the water out. But $2,000 at least liquidated some people, some of the long positions. Let's see. Horst Christian Wagner, he asked, can you explain when the price is pushed down, who picks up the shorts or the profit? The profit does not go to the shorters, but to the bank, the exchange, right? That's a very good question, Horst, and it can be very confusing. So when you deal with perpetual futures, and they're betting on leverage. So in order to hold a leverage position, you gotta put a deposit down, and that deposit's either in stable coins or in BTC or some other coins. And you put that as a deposit down, and they'll lend you, however much you want, depending on what it is. But the higher the leverage, the quicker you can get liquidated. So when you get liquidated, a couple things happen. So before we go to liquidation, when you go, let's say when you go short, someone else, like another person, has to go long. So there's always like an equal amount of shorts and longs. So if you go short and you get well, let's stick with this case. Let's say you go long, and you get liquidated. Well, when you get liquidated, the person who's betting against you, who went short, they also are using leverage. So the money that is in the in your margin account, the deposit, that goes to the exchange. The exchange then goes and pays the other leverage people that are that they are winning, like the shorts that are winning. For example, let's say they do 10x short and they win, they get that the reward, and so the exchange would pay them. So the exchange collect the loser's money, keep some of it, and reward your opponent, if you will. The sound comes twice. Oh, I don't know what's going on with that. Let me check here. I muted. I think I muted it. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna check why we're getting audio feedback. There shouldn't be there shouldn't be like is everyone oh shoot. Hang on a second. Is everyone getting a double feedback on the sound? Okay. Okay, I'm glad the sound is fine. I think earlier there was a lag, and I had the sound turned on the YouTube video that I'm watching to get feedback. So I'm glad it's okay. So I want to explain something. I'm going to zoom in on this heat map, and I want to show you something. So you see right now, typically in a scenario like this, there's heavy spoof walls on the top and heavy spoof walls on the bottom. For example, this is a spoof wall. You see that? It comes in as red and orange and yellow. It comes in as the price going up. It's trying to force the price to go down. So when these these orders appear in the order book, people are like, oh no, someone it's gonna sell at this level. I better lower mine. So they'll lower theirs to sell it sooner. So these walls are fake. Watch, when price goes up, they'll disappear. Same thing with these walls down here. And we catch up on the comments here. Tom says, on high block, I see all the liquidation level, but it doesn't take into consideration all the traders taking profit. The liquidation levels aren't accurate. Tom, the liquidation levels on high block capital, those are their estimates using their algorithms. And if you compare their alpha version versus the beta version, you see different different differences between shorts and longs as far as the deltas. Yeah, the camera is lagging a lot actually, because it's going through my uh, USB. It's a it's Sony A7S3, but it's going through a USB port, and so it's lagging a bit. My encoder card should be arriving on Wednesday or so, so that should fix a lot of these issues. AB, you asked, how can you tell a spoof wall from a real one? A real wall, it'll stay in place and it'll absorb the sell or buy orders. So spoof walls will move away when the price comes close to it. I'll give you an example of spoof wall. This right here, that's a spoof wall. Watch how it changes. It moves away. I'll give you like part of this wall right here. That's a real wall. I'll show you why here. Remove this. So right here, you see that wall right there. It's got multiple layers right there. But then when the sell order came down, it absorbed some of that sell order. So it stayed in place. If it moved away, then it would be a spoof wall. Some of it moved away. I'll give you an example of spoof wall. This right here is a spoof wall. You see how it's here, but as price moved closer, it disappeared. It moved out of the way. It went down slightly here. Yeah, so that's the spoof wall. Let's see, which is better to use high block, alpha, or beta? Tom, I've used both. About a couple weeks ago, they were still working on their alpha version, and it kept blanking out on me when I was recording, and so I went back to beta. But the alpha version seems to be a little bit more stable now, and I'll probably return to that soon because there's a lot of more options I can do on alpha as far as settings and colors and all that stuff. Titanium, can we go down to 40.5K? I mean, it's possible, but if you take a look at the pattern that's building up here, the sell orders like stopped here, and then the buy order went up, and they try to suppress it again, but there's just too much demand right now, and you see this demand right here, this cascade of bubbles. That's not natural. That's not organic. So you have bulls fighting back by increasing their buy orders to move the price up. So right now it's a battle. I'll show you what an organic movement looks like. You see these tiny little bubbles right here? That's organic. These tiny little bubbles. Let me expand it out for you. You see them? These are organic orders. When you see a cascade of big giant bubbles like this that go in one after another, that's more likely manipulation, or sometimes it could be legit because they could execute a large order like that, but more often than not, it's usually manipulation to drive price down or to buy price up. Yeah, so right now you can see there's a lot of buy. The bulls are back. See that? The bulls are back, and you don't see any you don't see any giant bubbles anymore because there's just too much demand right now. They're probably gonna rest for a little bit, and this is gonna move it up to around 44K very soon here. A Little Hope asked, do you think BTC goes above 50K after one more final retracement? A Little Hope, the probability of a flash crash going down and then a rally going back up, I think it'll go back up and it'll go like, I think it'll retest around 49 because that's a 48, 49K. That's a very, very strong resistance and also support previously. And so it'll go up to there. Once it breaks through there, above 50, yeah, it'll go above 50 once it breaks 49 and stays above. And then it'll retest around 53, 52, 53. That's a very key area right there. Tom, this heat map is from bookmap.com. They have a free version, and that is a little bit limited, but they also have different tiers that you can pay and get additional functions, and also like longer history that you can retrieve. Can the live stream be called up again afterwards? I do not understand your answer because of the sound problem. I thought the sound issue went away. Yeah, the live streams are saved, but if the echo or the sound was there, it will get recorded too. I hope not. It sounds like the sound was fixed. So we're back at almost 44. Yeah, look at the bulls coming in. Yeah, the hang, well, right now there are a lot of more green bubbles than there are red, but earlier there were a lot more red bubbles because they're sell orders. They were trying to push the price down. Pierre, not all green bubbles are manipulated. Usually when you see them in consecutive orders that are cascading up or can cascading down, that's usually, or more often than not, could be manipulation. Because usually orders that come in, they come in like in chunks, like just one or two. But when they cascade like that, that could be manipulation. For example, let's say, and sometimes also when there's a short squeeze, like prices are going up, you have a cascading group of green bubbles because when shorts get liquidated, some of them don't want to get liquidated, so they have to buy back their position. So when they buy back the position at a higher price, that creates more buy-in. So that could create a cascade as well. So not all of it is manipulation. Some of it are. Raul, Thomas, I like your content. You follower from Starring. Well, I appreciate you like my content. It's made for you and others, so to make things a little bit easier and help, hopefully help keep you from FOMOing, or and also remind you when to take profit, and so you can be in better positions to buy dips and provide information that helps you make more informed decisions. So you see here, it looks like the bulls are resting now. We got a little bit of a red candle here, but nothing major. And you can see here, there's not a lot of spoofing right on top or bottom. Usually there are very intense. Let me show you what it looks like on Coinbase Pro. See, you see this right here? That is a spoof wall. That's one solid spoof wall. Right there, you see how price rose up and it disappeared. So this is a spoof wall. All these are spoof walls right here. When price came near, they disappeared. I'll show you Binance. Here's Binance. You see how it looks very different? Here you have a wall down here at 43.5. That's staying pretty solid. So you see how the price dropped down, but it didn't move. So chances are this could be a real wall, but we don't know yet. As it needs to come a little bit closer for us to see if this is a real wall or not. But it's more than likely a real wall. And this wall right here, you see how price went up, and this wall came in and it hasn't been here for that long. This heat map here is consolidation of several exchanges. I think a handful of them. Let's see here. One explainer video. Great work, Thomas. Well, thanks. What's my background? Background as in like professionally, or background as in ethnicity or where I came from? If it's professionally, well, my background is in technology. I have been in internet type technology stuff since the early 90s. Actually, before that, in the late 80s, when the internet wasn't very popular. And then I started internet companies in the early 90s. I've been in the banking industry. I was in the banking industry for about 12 years, leading teams for a Fortune 100 bank. And then I went and started my own business again. I've done created my own business before in the 90s and early 2000s. But yeah. And as far as ethnic background, I was born in Vietnam, but I was pretty much raised in the U.S. Oh, one explainer video as in terms of trading. What's my background? Well, my background is in finance. But when I was in finance, I did more leadership, and then I did actual work. I mean, as far as in hands-on work, I coach and I mentor and I led teams. But as far as trading, a lot of these stuff, you know, with the banking background, it helps. But as far as crypto and learning, I just picked it up over the years. A lot of it is, it's pretty easy for me. I have this tenacity to be able to learn things really fast. Tom asks, do you feel the market maker will make a run for all the long liquidity lower, 10 billion or more to get? I don't think so. I don't think yet, because I think because of the current movement of money from the tech sector, and in particular the equities market, they're moving over to crypto to, one, to hedge against inflation, and two, because some of the stocks over there, like Meta, for example, suck. And so they're repositioning their money and deploying into like Bitcoin and crypto, because it's they'll get a better return. And it's also, as far as Bitcoin, it's a better inflation hedge, and then if they were to keep it in other equities. So I think once liquidity, because it's harder to manipulate the market when there are people coming in to buy. Like if you were to push it down, it's best to push it down when there's less liquidity, because it doesn't take as much capital to push it down. Pierre asks, I'm really trying to learn on-chain analysis. Not always easy in your second language. Thanks to help me in a way of progress. You're welcome, Pierre. Some people in crypto, I think a lot of influencers, I don't know why they do the things they do, but when they communicate, they tend to make things really complicated. And let me tell you, all these stuff, on-chain technical analysis, all these stuff are not may seem hard to learn, but you can learn them. It's nothing stopping you from learning the things that they know, the financial stuff, the TA, on-chain, all that stuff. Totally learn. You can learn them. Yeah, we got some buy walls here, but the thing is, they're not super solid. Normally, you see some big, giant, solid buy walls down here and some sell walls up here. But it's so strange that they're not like smushed against the price line right now. Usually, that's what I see. Kimberly, shouldn't you be sleeping? It's got you're like in the East Coast. Oh, what? Aldi's asked what was my recent meal. I'm vegan, so my recent meal was plant based. Today I ate, let's see, mushrooms, tofu. I only ate once. I only ate once today. Usually I eat about once a day. LJ, I said, what you're doing is so helpful. You do a great job of simplifying aspects of trading that are sometimes complex. It takes expert years to master. Please keep it up and please feel free. Thank you. Yeah, I think I wish there were more people that simplify things because it seems like people like to sound really smart and they use complex words or jargon that only they and their friends understand, and maybe they think that's cool, or maybe they're just too lazy to try to think of a different way to do it. But these stuff are totally you can learn them, and I also believe that people can use better ways to explain things to make it easier for others, because the community benefits when more people understand these concepts, and it helps people and it prevents them from getting wrecked. And also, when you have more knowledge and more skills, you invest better. AB asks, do you think TA is overrated for trading crypto? AB, I think there's a place for TA, technical analysis, and there's a place for on-chain analysis, and there's also a place for common sense. I think common sense is not so common, unfortunately. And also, I think there's sometimes some people depend too much on-chain analysis or technical analysis, and they don't use their brain. Um, you know, some people just like, oh yeah, there there were some people focused on 1970s gold prices and 2014, 2018, 17 Bitcoin movements and all that stuff. All that stuff is cool to look at, fractals and things like that. But when you gotta use your brain. It's like not all of that stuff is gonna fit. And when you try to fit a square peg into a round hole, you're gonna have some difficult times eventually. You can try, but eventually you're gonna have a hard time. Hang as does retail ever become too big for something manipulation? Um, yeah, eventually when the market matures enough and the market cap is so big that it would take so much more capital to manipulate, then yeah, that time will come. But right now, the market is still so young and more easily manipulated. It is harder to manipulate Bitcoin than it is to manipulate some small caps. Some small caps, like if you have a couple $1 million, you can go in there and just manipulate that all day long. So yeah, let's see here. One, hey Thomas, there will be massive crypto publicity on Sunday for the Super Bowl. Do you think there will be a dump afterwards, just as it happened? Um, Let me see. The comments are scrolling so fast, I can't keep up with them here. Okay. Usually, when a big event like the Super Bowl or Elon Musk appear on SNL, the price action would have happened already. And usually by the time people get in at the time of the event, it's too late. And that's when they're going to get wrecked. So all those people who bought Doge, when Elon, right before or during the time he appeared on SNL, they got wrecked. They bought it, I believe it was about 70 cents. And I don't think we ever came back to 70 cents. This publicity from FTX on Super Bowl night will be helpful, and it may generate additional FOMO in for Bitcoin, etc. But I think it concerns me because they may get dumped on, and it would not be a good experience, a first-time experience for some of them, and it may leave a bad taste. Try again said BTC now over confusing and must retest support. The government will take the tax off BTC, take the dip to get more fortune. Yeah, I definitely encourage everyone to, plan out your entries and plan out your exits. That will prevent FOMO, and it will also help you stick to your plan. All too often, when we sit at our screens or phones for too long, we tend to get itchy and we change our prices or we FOMO in because we start second guessing ourselves. But having a plan that is well thought out will help you stick with it. And more than likely, you'll be able to buy the dips when it flash crashes, or, when everyone's trying to FOMO in, you can layer out and take some profit on the way to the top. Pierre said that I have he started watching Will's on-chain analysis tutorials. Excuse me. Yeah, I heard that Will started doing that, so that's awesome for the community. So I hope that's helping all of you guys. Robert, do I still think that a long liquidation for Cascade is going to happen? Um, the market is bullish right now, but remember though, we've seen it before. When the market's bullish and people are going long and people using high leverage to go long, um, it's setting up for a condition where longs will get liquidated. So when you have a buildup of long positions or short positions, eventually they're going to get liquidated. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when they're going to get it. Test tube, hi. Let's see here. Ngaup, hi Ngaup. How do you think about the manipulation in crypto? How frequent, normally or sometimes? Oh, it happens a lot. So it also depends on which crypto you're talking about. But if you just go into like Bitcoin, it happens all the time. Spoofing happens and order book manipulation happens all the time. But to be able to manipulate Bitcoin, like push the price up or push it down, it takes millions of dollars to be able to do that. That's why it's usually well organized, and it's also usually systematically programmed using bots so they can execute faster. But if you go to a small cap, that can easily be done by hand and manual, and requires less capital. Like $1 million, you can wreak havoc in some small caps. Let's see here. Test tube. What do you think is the cause of this pump if buying activity hasn't increased dramatically? So if you look at the cumulative volume delta, the it demand has increased, but the current demand I mentioned several times before is, to me, is coming from the tech sector and from equities, and they're repositioning their capital, their money, into something that is an inflation hedge, and also that would give them better return than like Meta slash Facebook or some other stocks like that. So they're going to more. They're trying to find value assets. Hangful yet? My cousin lives in Australia, so well, your shortened stuff I may not be able to understand. So my apologies there. Uh, Munil Patel, where price is heading short term? Price is gonna go up and down. I mean, that's what it's been doing. It's been going more up than down, but previously it's been going down. So, like everything in life, it's gonna fluctuate up and down. But yeah, currently because of the higher demand from money that's being redeployed, it's going up. But I would not. I would still be prepared for the downward movement. You should always be prepared for the downward movement because that's where wealth is made. Wealth is made at the bottom. What do I think about Polkadot trying to be the main sponsor of the FC Barca? I think a lot of crypto companies are sponsoring different events, and I think that's fantastic. Fantastic for the community because it brings more awareness, whether it's Polkadot, whether it's or crypto.com or FTX. It doesn't matter as long as they're good quality companies and they're promoting crypto. It's good for the community. It's good for all of us. Think about it. More demand drives price up, and so I'm sure you want your price to go up, right? Test tube. By the way, love your updates. Really appreciate them. Sending massive positive vibes your way, my friend. Thanks, Test tube. Appreciate it. Uh, all these. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. I'm probably butchering it. Regarding your video about BTC price and volume, is liquidity another reason why, even if less volume, the price is rising, meaning more BTC are out of the exchanges? That's a very good question. By the way, we have more sell here, but they're really small. You see that? This is like 12, 26. I mean, these are pretty small. These sell orders right here, they're pretty small. I think these are organic right here, and we're below 44 again. Yeah. So like when it's basic economics. When demand exceeds supply, the price will go up. And so currently, when you have massive more demand, that's coming from, let's say, the equities market coming over, and there's not enough supply, and then price will go up. It's just the way it is. So as far as volume is concerned, I would hold off on that before jump into that conclusion, because so far in when I showed you on that chart, at least for those years, there was only one situation where the volume didn't matter. So I would hold off on the thought that volume wouldn't matter if there was more demand than supply. That could be the case. I'm not saying that it isn't, but I would hold off on that thought. Tuaman 2009. Triple T will be racking up subscribers in a big way in the coming weeks. Such excellent content. Well, first of all, thank you. And you probably don't, I'm not sure if you know this, but I really don't care about subscriber counts, follower counts, and all that stuff. I really don't. I think if I can create value for some of you, that's fantastic. If more people come, that's cool. If they don't, I'm cool with that too. Felixson, what do you think about XRP pump? You know, I know there's loyal XRP fans and what do you guys call them? You know, there's a lot of people who invest in XRP. Yeah, that's not my deal. I stay away from XRP. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. I think if it pumps and you have investment in it, that's great. If you have a chance to get out, I would highly recommend it. Well, welcome back, Pierre. Let's see. Try again. BTC now over confused and must be retest to support 35. The government. I thought that was already mentioned. Munil Patel, thanks, mate. You're welcome. Kimberly, I woke up to use the bathroom and did. Do you think if the CPI data comes in higher than expected, people will still be looking for tech and BTC as a hedge? Kimberly, I think if CPI comes in above, like comes in hot, like let's say what the expected CPI is around 7.2. So if it comes in like say 7.5, I think we're gonna see a spike in valued stocks and also Bitcoin and crypto, quality crypto. Desmond Chan, Thomas, following you since day one from Hong Kong. Thank you for dumbing it down for newbies like me to keep it up. Great work. Hey, Desmond. Well, thank you for taking the time to learn. And like I mentioned before, these stuff they seem complicated, but as you build your foundation to understand them and layer your learning slowly, over time you get them. And keep asking questions. I've been super busy, so I'm not able to reply to everyone like I used to. But I try my best to reply to everyone. But it gets tough when my schedule gets really busy. Yoel, where do you think Luna will decouple from BTC? I think it'll be a long time before some of the high quality coins will decouple from BTC. Over the years, BTC's dominance has dropped. It used to be in the 60s, 70s, and now it's hanging around low 40s. And so over time, as the market matures, but I don't think anytime soon. Luna is a fantastic coin, but there are some potential risks with it, especially with regulatory risks. But yeah, it's a fantastic project. Tuaman, do you have a diverse altcoin portfolio, or do you have focus? I have four. I have four portfolios. Those of you who've been with me for quite some time know this. I have four portfolios, and I use them for testing different models and different ideas. And so I don't hold a lot of coins. I hold BTC, FTM, Solana, Ethereum. I hold the top coins. once in a while I'll test out uh a shit coin, if you will. I'll test that out and see how it runs. Like I owned Shiba at one time for a short period. I rode it to what I thought was the top. I exited and then it rallied even more. So I don't dabble in a lot of risky small caps, and I mainly stick to the quality ones. I have positioned Luna, so yeah, like those kind of coins. And I don't hold a lot either. I usually keep it under 10. When do you think the real bear market will start? AB, that's a really hard question to answer for a couple reasons. First of all, the economic climate around the world is challenging to predict, and so yeah, it's tough. I'm not so sure that we'll have a bear market like we did in previous years. There was a time when the bear market lasted for like two years. I don't think that's going to happen because as the market matures, we're going to get that lengthening cycle from Bitcoin, and then it becomes more like the equities market. Things just kind of get stretched out, and you're not going to get like some long bear market. And if we do have a bear market, in my opinion, it'll be short. It'll be shorter. Pierre asked, what do I think about Theta? I used to hold Theta. I had a pretty large position in Theta, but Theta didn't perform very well as far as comparing to the other coins. For me, it's like a horse race. I just want to keep the best horses that's gonna win the race. And so if like I don't believe in keeping coins that's not gonna beat my top 8 or top 10. It's just a waste because time is money, and if you're holding on to a coin that's not performing, you're technically losing money, right? Like same thing with Cardano. I love Cardano. I used to love Cardano. Like I believe in their vision and all that stuff, but there came a time when it's like it wasn't performing, so I had to let it go. In fact, I don't have a single ADA anymore. I might re-enter when I think it's gonna move to the upside. So Cardano could easily triple again, 3x. But yeah, I haven't re-entered into that one or Theta yet. Uh, Robert said, from a network perspective, we have been in a bear market since January 2021, and this might be the bottom. Um, well, I'm not so sure I agree with that. Um, I think it's been bearish for sure, not just in starting in January, it's been since November. And so it's been bearish, but as far as is this the bottom? I'm not. I don't know. Um, I try not to think about whether it's the bottom or the top. I just like set really low targets for my buy orders, where I think it's reasonable and realistic. Like for example, BTC, like 29,100. That's realistic. Like. FTM, I have a price that I mentioned on Twitter at $1.32. That's realistic, but that would require a flash crash. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about bottoms and tops, and just set your targets low and and let them be. And then for the tops, like when we're about to hit all-time highs, start layering out and take some profits, set them aside, and then because it's gonna crash every time we get to an all-time high, it just there's a correction, and then so you want to buy those corrections. Kimberly said, took profit on Matic this weekend and took it too early. I want to re-enter, but don't want to wait either in case there's no real pullback anytime soon. Yeah, Kimberly, it's tough when you take when you take profit and you exit and the price go up and you're like, dang, like I did it too soon. Well, I be first of all, congratulations for taking profit. But when you take profit, you got to make sure that knowing that the price was much higher previously, does it make sense to take profit now? Unless you're taking profit to buy when it goes back down again, like swing trading. That's different. But if you're taking profit for now and thinking that like the top may be in, well, it's not the case. You can wait it out and take profit when it goes higher, because we know it went higher. So swing trading can be fun, but yeah, you might miss out on the rise. But that's just part of it. That's so I think you taking profit, that's good. Most people are scared to take profit. But if you wait, you can have, if you made a profit on that trade, that's good. That's good. So we are back down at 43.7K roughly. These are small orders. So if you want the big ones, if you want this to drop, you need big ones like 500, 600 size sell orders. But it's been decreasing. Let's see here. All these. What scares me about this rally is nothing much. A change on the macroeconomics of the U.S. and tech stocks are still going down, so I'm still unsure. But the new higher highs around 45 is very encouraging. All these, I completely agree with you. When you have price movements like we have had in Bitcoin in recent days, and it doesn't make sense from like a macroeconomic perspective, yeah, you should be concerned. That's good that you are. And so yeah, just be cautious when things don't make sense. Like when Bitcoin is no longer correlating with the Nasdaq, or Bitcoin is not having a negative correlation with Dixie, the US dollar index. Yeah, you should be concerned. When certain patterns break, yeah, definitely be wary of it, because it could change. And if people are moving money into crypto right now, you don't know how long they're gonna stay or what their intentions are. So you got to be prepared for their moves as well. Ngop asks, how do you think about the retail demand at the moment? Is it possibly to push BTC up to 100K if the whales have reason to push it up there? Yeah, retail demand is not really high right now. If you look at, I did a video on the perpetual futures, and I shared it tonight. If you looked at the segment where I talked about the volume, where it shows the CVD, cumulative volume delta, and that was on using the chart from Coinalyze. Volume, the demand is coming back in, but it's not coming back in at a rate that would push Bitcoin to 100K. Could it go to 100K? Not anytime soon. It's got a couple big resistance to break through first. Will we get there? For sure, we'll get to 100K. I don't think anytime soon, though. Potentially, maybe at the end of 2022, maybe 2023, but I don't think anytime soon. And if we do get up there really fast, take profit. Take profit, take profit, take profit. I don't know how if we're. I don't know if we're going to 30K. Too many people have this scenario in mind. Pierre, whether we go to 30K or not. For me at least, I I don't care. I don't care if we go to 30. I care for some of my friends who have positions at 30K that need to be filled. So I care in that respect. But for me personally, like, if it goes to 30K, great. If it goes to 29K, great. If it goes to 25K, good. If it goes to 50K, I'm good. I'm good either way it moves. Because, if it goes down lower, I'll just accumulate more wealth. If it goes higher, I'll just realize more wealth. So if you can, when you get to that point in investment or investing, yeah, it's you just sit and chill. Just plan out your strategies, deploy them, and you just sit back and chill. Look at that big, huge buy order that just went in here. That was 434 in size. This buy order right here. That's crazy. That's when you see like several of those in a row. Yep. But that one's just one. That filled that large buy order. Tom asks, what does BTC follow inversely the most? S&P 500, Nasdaq, US 30, US dollar. Inversely, do you mean negative correlation? If that's the case, then it'd be the US dollar. With S&P and Nasdaq and S&P, it has a positive correlation. So US 30, not so much. All these, in your own experience, what is more stressful? You're out of the market, but the price is pumping, or you're in the market, but the price is going down. Well, in my earlier years, I would say that when I'm out of cash, that sucks the most. Yeah, when I'm out of cash. That's why I keep preaching to you all to learn to take profit, not everything, just partial profit on your way up. So you got to learn to layer in and layer out. Layering out is as price goes to all-time highs, or you want to layer out and take profit. When the price starts dipping near the lows, you want to layer in and get your buy positions in. So when you do that and you set aside, like for me, I set aside a minimum of 25% in stable coins or cash at all times. And sometimes that climbs up to like 50% of my portfolio, depending on the condition. Like if it's going up and I'm taking a profit, it could grow up to like 50%. And so when there's a correction, I deploy some of that. So now I don't have to worry about those kind of situations because I've learned over the years to take profit and buy the dips. Good question. Wow, 32 people watching. I think that's a record. And I think the first time we did this, we had 16 people at the max. That's cool. Cozy group. Oops, knocked the microphone here. Hopefully, when my encoder card comes, there'll be less lag on the video, because right now the lag's pretty bad. You guys want to take a look at the liquidation map and see where we are? Let me see if I can pull it up for you. go to so when the price moved down, you see these right here? We zoom in for you. So as price moved down, oh, let me get myself out of the way. Okay, I'm out of the way. So you can see as price moved down, so these liquidation levels got liquidated. When they don't have a line anymore, that means they get liquidated. So as price moved down, this one got liquidated. You see that? The line stopped where the price crossed it. This one got liquidated. These get liquidated. All these right here got liquidated. This got liquidated. So yeah, that's how the when price crossed and the line stopped, yep, all those got liquidated. Let's see here. Hello. Sharia? Sorry if I said that incorrectly. Market is still crab? No, market is it's going up, but now it's going down. But it would just go up and down, but more up because of demand. Mesut, do you scalp? No, I don't. I've experimented with, but I don't do it on a regular basis. No. What do you think about the? This is from Horst. What do you think about the Dotsmata world? I'm not familiar with that. I'm sorry. And Mesut, in my liquidation level, bubbles are too big and I can't see. You have any idea how to reduce that? I'm not sure. I think it depends on your screen size. It's like this screen size here is a 4K monitor. So yeah, it might check your screen size. You can also ask High Block Capital. They have exceptional customer service. Those guys are awesome. Mesut, am I? Okay, that's the same question. So I'll show you something here. So you see how this got trimmed off on the corner here? That's the liquidation we just experienced, which is a tiny little corner. Now we're down to roughly around 11.58, 11.6 billion overage for the longs. I think we were at roughly 13.4 before. And again, these are estimates from High Block. Looks like we're still below 44. I think it with the stock market having opened down today and then finished down, it'll be interesting to to see how it'll open tomorrow. If the stock market continues to trend down and Bitcoin continues to trend up, you know that they're shifting their money over. Chris asks, "Hey TT, do you have a price movement margin you target before taking profit?" Yes, Chris. So it depends on the crypto and the model. So out of my four portfolios, the one that I would recommend you guys use is, so if you can get in really low, let's just say, um, let's say FTM. If we get a market crash or flash crash and we go down to a place where I can get FTM at $1.32, then what I would do is I take a look up using Fibonacci extension levels, or and also previous pricing too. So if the previous price is already tripled, then I probably layer out slightly ahead of that, above that, just layer out a small amount. I keep the majority in there, but I take some out, and I use that for the dip. And then if it goes up some more, I layer out some more. And then usually, if you study some of these quality cryptos, usually they get to a point where they reach a saturation point and they don't grow as fast anymore. I'll give you an example. Solana reached 260 around there, and it just became more stagnant. It's a great crypto, but that's definitely a good time to layer out and take some profit. Solana will easily go like into the thousands in the near future, but in the meantime, you gotta layer out when it's at a high point, because you want that money to buy the dip. I mean, like Solana drop below 100. If you layer out at 260 or 200 even, you would have a lot of money to be able to buy the dip. Oh, horse. Dosama equals Polkadot and Kusama. I don't follow Polkadot as much anymore. I used to hold a big position in with them, but they're just not moving fast enough for me. Maybe in the future I'll get back there, but yeah, I don't pay much attention to Polkadot and Kusama lately. Zoran, you're welcome, Zoran. I appreciate you being here. Anyone know how long we've been doing this for? I have no idea how long we've been doing this. So I hope most of you, if not all of you, still have entry positions low, whether it be BTC or other cryptos, because sooner or later, if they're reasonable and realistic, more than likely a correction will get to them. I mean, who thought BTC would get back to 32, right? It was at 69. I mean, like, things could happen. So be prepared. Yeah, don't be afraid to take profit, because you need that money to buy the dips. Jacob asks what I think about Luna. I think Luna is one of the better projects. It's phenomenal. The team is phenomenal. The leadership, Do Kwon, is it's amazing. I mean, when I look at a project, I look at their leadership, I look at their team, and that's what I look for first. Then I look at tokenomics and all that stuff. But Luna, it's a fantastic project, and I think it's if there's gonna be a Solana killer, if you will, it could be like FTM or Luna. So yeah, one of the top projects. If you get a chance to buy Luna on the dip, just accumulate it. Like I mentioned before, the main risk for Luna is regulatory risk from because of their stable coin and the way they're structured. But I'm not. I think you're gonna get plenty of heads up before that comes. Okay, Kimberly, thank you. I'm shocked you're still up because it's I think in a few hours it's almost time for you to wake up. Hang asked, do you do all these and still go for 20-mile rides? Hang, I you know it was actually 28. Today I did 14. Sometimes I do 14. Sometimes I do 28. In the summer when it's nicer or like when nice weather, I sometimes do like 40, 40, 50s, up to like around 80. So yeah, you got to keep in shape. I hope you all keep in shape. If you are investing in crypto, um, make sure you invest in your body and your mind, so to keep yourselves healthy. Because money doesn't mean much when our bodies are not well and our minds are not well. Mental health is also important too. So Kimberly said, if I get an hour or two of sleep, I can be up for hours. Yeah, that's pretty much me. But sometimes it's taking a toll on me though. Like you can see like bags under my eyes sometimes. Like it's horrible. So sleep is really important. So if you can invest in sleep, because that's how your brain gets rid of waste and toxins, so you can think more clearly. I'm gonna wrap this up, everyone. I appreciate y'all being here, and it's nice. This is the second live stream. It was like impromptu, so I appreciate y'all joining and asking questions and having fun. I once I get my setup worked out with the new encoder card that's coming, I looked at more regular schedule time to do live stream. Um, it's nice to be able to like catch people from different parts of the world and different time zones. Uh, oh, Cobalt. Yeah, Cobalt. No, it just a slight liquidation. It happened earlier. I'm not sure if it'll continue. Right here. I'll show you right here. Maximize this up so you can see. Yeah, just this movement right here. It went down from like 45.5 down to about 43.5 roughly. So about 2,000, 2K drop, and then it's trying to make its way back up. All right, I'm gonna say good night to all of you. Appreciate you being here. Thanks again. I'll text. I mean, I'll I'll tweet or see you on the next video. Peace. There's the like, subscribe, and ring my bell. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate you. Thank you.